What's up, enthusiasts? Now that we've finally got another full auto flywheel blaster, not counting the monstrosity that was the Rhino Fire, is the full auto Hyperfire everything we hoped for? Let's dive in and find out. Here is the Hyperfire in all of its, well, I don't want to say glory because, honestly, it's kind of ugly. Like when I first saw the pictures, I thought it was unique and interesting, like a mashup of a Super Soaker and a Nerf Blaster, but seeing it in person, it's just kind of ugly and not visually pleasing. With that said, I have already seen some wonderful mods done using components of this blaster, so I think regardless of performance, we're going to see a lot of integrations pop up with this blaster in the future. In terms of comfort and ease of use, I don't have any major issues with either of the triggers or the mag release, but the way the grip is designed is awkward. It forces my hand to sit at an angle to use the blaster, like I can't hold it straight out, which is odd and slightly annoying. If you've got big hands, I don't think you're going to enjoy using this one either, as the thumb hole isn't the largest. The stock on it isn't too bad, it's likely not as long as a lot of people would like, but since it's designed for children, if they get too long, then it simply wouldn't be comfortably usable by the target demographic. The front end of this blaster is a mess though. It's just unnecessarily bulky, obstructive, and nowhere near visually appealing. I feel like they could have removed a bunch of plastic from the front of this blaster and charged $5 less, but that's just my opinion. Performance is a mixed bag. There's some good and there's some bad, so let's start with the good. Bear in mind this is all with the blaster in stock form. When it starts shooting, it really does have a solid rate of fire. On top of that rate of fire, the groupings did seem to be better than with other flywheel blasters, but the sample size of shots I took is nowhere near large enough to make a concrete statement on that. This blaster does have canted flywheels, which have become popular since the introduction of the Dr. Snickus cage, followed by the Black Steel Props cages, and now an official canted flywheel from Nerf, though with the design time required for Nerf blasters, it's very likely that they've been sitting on canted flywheels for quite a while now. The FPS readings aren't anything to write home about, ranging from the high 60s to the mid 70s, which leads to the first of the cons, range. I had to angle this blaster a bit to hit a chair 30 feet away. While I understand that a full auto blaster is going to have some fall off when shooting at full auto, with the stock batteries and wiring in place, especially at this rate of fire, it doesn't change that there's a disappointing feeling to it. Another con I had is that on top of having to wait for the flywheels to spin up, there's a delay between pulling the main trigger and the blaster actually shooting as well. It might not be a huge delay, but it's there, and those kinds of things drive me crazy. Beyond that, I had some feeding issues with a couple different mags, but I can't guarantee that was the blaster's fault and not the mags themselves. Overall, I'm not a fan of this blaster. It felt disappointing to me. At $50, the only way I could possibly recommend this is if you're either planning to just use the shell for integration mods, or if you only ever play in stock Nerf wars and you don't need a blaster with instant reaction time. Because the rate of fire is impressive for a stock blaster, but that's about where it ends. This is just my opinion on the Hyperfire. I want to know about yours though. Have you picked one up already? Are you on the fence? Or is it something that doesn't interest you? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to hear your thoughts, and if you're new to the channel and enjoyed the video, feel free to hit that subscribe button for more in the future. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have fun flinging foam, and I'll see you next time.